What's going on YouTube, man? So we're going to jump right into this video. So what we're going to talk about is why you shouldn't give up. But before we get to all of that, the first thing I want to say is the process of you going through whatever you're going through is going to be the key to your success, or it's going to be the key to your failure. Now, the reason why I say both of those is because a lot of people want to skip the process and it just can't get skipped. It's almost like having receipts, right? You got these receipts for like how great you are, and then your process is where you can find those receipts. Like what process did you take? How much work did you put in? How much did you sacrifice, etc. The reason why I say that is because I just seen a guy on Facebook saying that he wanted to wait like a whole nother year before he submits his State 21 package. Like we already talked about State 21. It's one of these things that you're literally building your whole career off of, and then you apply to this program. This is not something that you've been messing off all your whole career, like 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and then you say you want to apply to State 21. It's not like that. A lot of people put in a lot of time and effort, and they already been planning on doing this for a very long time. So their packages are going to be stronger because of that. Now, if you didn't prepare for State 21 and then you just want to submit like off of, a hope and dream, then cool, do that. But at the end of the day, it's about preparation, and your preparation is going to be key to your success. That's the process. Now, the other part of the process is you actually putting this package together. So like if you have a package and you feel like it's not strong enough, put it in anyway. The reason why I say that is because a lot of us, man, don't know if our packages are going to be good. Like me personally, I knew my package was going to be good. I'm not saying that to be arrogant. I'm saying that because since I was an E1, I always wanted to be an officer, right? And so I didn't submit until I was an E6 because of not State 21, because of SATs and ACT scores. So like my whole process was already going to be an officer. That's what I was gauging my whole career off of. And so when I finally got the chance, I did it. So yes, my package was, it was put together, and I knew it was going to be strong. Now, if you don't know if your package is going to be strong, but you still have you got a solid package, you meeting all the requirements, put it in anyway, because that process of you actually putting in that package of going door to door, asking for help, looking for interviews, talking to your CO, talking to your XO, getting those getting those board questions asked to you, all of that stuff is going to prepare you. And then you're going to realize how the process is. And then once you realize how the process is, you literally got the roadmap if you don't get selected to get selected the very next year. And that's what it's all about. You gotta understand what you're up against, and then you'll be able to conquer it. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like playing football, right? So if you ever played football before, like a lot of people that play football are very scared and timid when they go out and play football. That's because they're so afraid of the unknown. But once you get used to it, it's kind of like, man, it's easy. It's just like the game just becomes a lot smoother, and then you're out there having fun. All right, so the email question is, I have a question. When putting together your package, can you still do interview appraisals to get the package rearing to go without the new program being announced yet? Yes, man, get that package together. The reason why I say that is because you don't want to waste time. Now, if you're going to try to select something like HR or IP, and you've seen in like the last 5 years they didn't have any quotas for HR or IP, and me personally, man, I will switch. I will switch to something like SWO, NFO, Pilot, something like that, only because I want to have that package ready to go for the program that I have the highest chance of getting selected for, just because they have been selecting these candidates through the last 5 years. So like if it's like, let's just say HR. They haven't put an HR in a while, right? But you want to be an HR so bad, and the HR is the only program you want to go for. Now, in that case, go find those HR officers, put the package in for HR. The reason why I say go ahead and get it ready, because when the nav admin gets released, it's going to tell you what has a little chance to get selected and what has zero chance of getting selected. Not just say you want to be HR and then it had a zero chance of you getting selected. Then, then you can't put the package in because it doesn't make any sense. They're not going to select you anyway. You have a zero chance. So I selected something that I knew that they were going to go ahead and select. That's why I went ahead and chose Surface Warfare Officer. That's the way I thought of it. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so when I applied to my college, I had to apply to my college as a new student because I didn't have enough credits to be considered a transfer. Now, they didn't accept that many of my credits anyway. I think they only accepted 11, and to be considered a transfer, they had to accept 30. Don't quote me on that. It varies school to school. But either way, Look up what your school requires for transfer students to come in, and look at what your school requires for new students to come in. Me, I was a new student, and I did start school in the summertime. So last year, June, that's when I started school. So hopefully that answered that guy's question, and I'm going to go to the next one. All right, so somebody was asking me about board questions. So if you didn't know, I have a Stay 21 list of videos that I made, and board questions is definitely on there. But I will say this, man, our experiences are going to be different. Like, you don't want to be like me, and I don't want to be like you. So, like, everything I've been through helps me answer all of these questions on the board. Like, I be answering questions like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, this guy been through something, because I have, you know what I'm saying? Things weren't given to me. So if your whole delivery is going to be different based off of what they ask you and what you're going through in life and what you already seen. And that's pretty much what they're judging you by. They're looking at your potential to be an officer. So think of it that way. So everything you get asked, think of like, oh man, if I was an officer, how would I handle this situation? And the best way to do that is to go interview officers yourself. Like, go to officers and say, hey sir, ma'am, can I ask you some questions? Let me see how you will answer the question. Have a conversation, pick their brains, think how they think, so you could talk like they talk. And another thing I also told people was, go to your command libraries, look at the books that your CO and XO are recommending, and then read those books. You know what I'm saying? That way you could get a little insight on what people are talking about and what people are reading. That's just my advice. But always, I appreciate you guys checking out these videos, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.